we have to dislodge Babekyou from Dèlma's, from lower Dèlma's. He has no power. The only strategy that he uses is to spread fear. We are coming for him and we'll get him. We are not going to rest until we get hold of Babekyou.
The first thing is the safety of yourself and the fellow officer that you shall be with in the vehicle. Are you together? You must ensure that you are closing your safe, opening your safe whenever you are doing the firing. And you must remind one another, because safety is the first priority. From the Solino side, we shall be able to go to downtown for the patrols from that direction. Then later on we'll finish our patrol tonight at Dèlma's area. You have to be able to know who are you engaging. The person must be armed. Don't engage anyone that you get on the road. But the most important is whatever is ahead of you, so that you can be able to say to your colleagues and confirm that it is a danger to us. Are we in the same position? So from here, we shall be able to board our vehicles once they are ready, so that you can be able to move all the way to UDMO headquarters.
Just 26 Polisye Kenyan AyiboPost dans patwouy à travers Port-au-Prince. Nous faisons qu'après nous aller dans la zone Solino, nous allons également Dèlma. L'idée c'est vraiment une interview directe ensemble avec les membres de l'enforcement pour comprendre qui travaille à faire en Haïti, comprendre les défis qu'on doit faire face dans le pays et comprendre qui ça qui supposé faire, qui ça doit faire, qui ça pas fait pour nous mettre en fin avec l'insécurité grave que le pays a fait face. Avec collègues AyiboPost, Roger, des caméras, donc nous vraiment regarder la introduction sur la Kenyan, donc nous allons essayer d'aller dans la patrouille en espérant que tout va passer bien.
All right, thank you. Askari wanajijua. My name is Chief Inspector David Mburu. I'm a Chief Inspector by rank. I've been a police officer in Kenya for the last 18 years. Initially, I'm a border police officer, where I've worked within the Kenya-Somali borders for the last 10 years. I have a full team of a platoon plus that I usually command within the Haiti.
I hope hapo nyuma umeifunga vizuri.
Can you tell us where we are right now? What it is that we are doing?
Currently, we are at the UDMO offices. That is where we usually come and join with our Haiti police for commencing of the formal patrol. Moving from our base to this point so that we can be able to merge, have a small brief. How was the area during the day? Because currently we are the night team. You ought to be told how was the day, what are the new emerging issues, so that you can be able to move out as one, having the same understanding. So we are here to collect our colleagues, as in to join our colleagues, so that we can be able to move out and work for the night.
Ingine katikati, ingine nyuma. Over.
We have here two teams. We have the Solino team and we have the downtown or Port National team. Port National is one that patrols within this locality. They'll go sometimes to the APN port, they'll go to the stadium, they have a cemetery area. That is the area they'll be shown what the routes to follow and what to expect. Then the other team for Solino, they'll be able to move from here all the way to Solino, where they'll be able to patrol the Solino neighborhood. So that is a team that we shall be able to follow right away from here. The Solino team, they go and patrol the Solino neighborhood. All the streets within the Solino, all the ones that are passable. Tango 1, Papa 1. Wait, Tango 1. Tuko upande hii ya boy, tuacha tukuje tumeteremka mpaka hapo kwako. Ara sasa ndio tujoin na wewe.
Is that your first time here?
No. Last week I was here. Some 2 weeks past that I was here again. Yes. That's our vehicle. Here too. Look at that, this kind of, yeah, they're firing at us. That's fire to us. Yes.
What is the point of shooting at an unmoored vehicle when they know they cannot reach you?
I don't know what is it.
Why do you think they are shooting at you?
At times they can get a soft spot, although it's difficult. So this barricade is down to move. You can see it's fresh. The twigs are green. The twigs are green.
So it's recent.
It's very recent. And you see this kind of barricade shows it's a firing position. So if you get there, they'll fire at you so much. That's a clear firing position. Sandbags. Clear firing position. That's a clear firing position. After such kind of barricade, you cannot see from our side, the other side, what is there. They might dig a trench. The gangs, the bad guys knows size of our wheels. They'll make sure they have dug a bigger trench. When your vehicle pushes that thing, it will fall and the wheels of the vehicle will get stuck there. So it's not able to retrieve itself. So you require special vehicles to come and retrieve your vehicle. Yeah. Ndio sisi tunakuja Tangoan. So that they are our thing. Yes.
What are the main goals of this patrol? Is to unblock roads. What else?
Unblock roads. The more we move up and down, they'll not be able to block the roads more. And also there is also the element of surprise. Not every time they'll know the routes that we are passing. Maybe this time, they are a bit blocked some of the areas, but there are some areas we'll go. Talk of Dèlma, talk of where we are going. You don't know, all the routes are not blocked. Okay. But as you move up and down, there is an element of surprise where you might be able to encounter them.
Is there a possibility to get out of the car and engage with them directly, or it's forbidden totally? It's not
forbidden that you cannot get out of the car, but you must make the judgment. Particularly in terms of numbers and all that, because you'll not get out of the vehicle and you don't know how many you're going to engage. Number two, remember they're already in an advantage position. Of course. Being in that advantage position, how will you get that person out of the advantage position? That's why we are talking about better equipment. If you have enough surveillance, officers usually come out in terms of drones, things like that, because they'll be able to give you positions. They are telling you exactly where that person is firing from. Not persons, because one is, it's difficult for them to engage you as one, but if they are a number, they'll be able to. Let me contact the other patrol team so that you can be able to. Kilo 1, Papa 1. Kilo 2, umepata ujumbe wa kilo 1. Uko na taya juu? Ahead of you, somewhere there was a gas cylinder. Wacha tuitafute na mwanangu hapa.
Yeah, I can see the cylinder.
Yeah.
So what is the danger with the propane, and why are they using it, and what is the danger for you, the safety of your vehicle?
One, the gangs have so many strategies of disrupting patrols. So this is one of the issues that they use to endanger police officers and to endanger the civilians, the local populations. That propane gas is strategically placed there. They'll throw a Molotov on it and it will explode. And once a propane gas explodes, it can go to any direction. So once you are able to notice such a thing, from a distance you shoot at it, it becomes safer for you to move across that area. So this is a big danger to population and to police officers, because they know where they are. They'll just throw the Molotov on it and it will explode.
So do you have a sense that the gangs are having more and more expertise as to how to attack the kind of vehicles that you have?
We have been able to understand what is happening.
as they change the strategies, we are able also to gather intelligence on what they are doing. But this is a strategy they have used, and we are able to counter it. We are able to understand. So it's for us as we move to go slowly, getting to know what is happening. During patrols, you don't move in a haste. You have to go slowly, understanding what is happening within a certain area. Anything that is outside of the norm, you're able to pick it quickly, as long as you're moving in that area. Yes.
But is that strategy new, or is it something they used before?
It has happened again. It's not the first time.
Chukua hapo hapa Sierra tu anaongea, chukua afande akuelekeze vyema sawa.
Sierra tu, umesema uko upande gani?
It is Haile Selassie, and the road is mostly used to transport fuel from one of the depots around here. So it is important because it is a corridor that transport one of the major commodity that is used by the local populations here. Yes, so this is one of the patrol route because it has a very key importance to the populations.
What are the risks of this road? What are the things that can happen or that had happened in the past?
Sometimes they barricade the road. After barricading, you find the fuel is not transported in the right manner. So to cut supply of fuel, so we have to ensure it has free flow. That's why you will find every now and then you'll find a patrol vehicle within this route.
The Dèlma area. No, our colleagues, they have the Haitian with them.
Thank you very much,
Sierra.
What is your reaction when you hear some people, for instance, online saying that the Kenyans are tourists in Haiti? What do you respond?
I cannot say it's true for one simple reason. I won't say it's true for one simple reason. Since we stepped in here, we have always been on patrol. Always been on patrol. You see, in that base where we were, every day a good number of vehicles leave slightly before 6 and they'll come back after 6 for their meals. The night team will leave immediately after their night meals and they'll come back in the morning. Every day. Since we stepped here, we don't know a Sunday, we don't know what. So that is, there are people who want just to derail the issue by bringing inside issues. Even, for sure, even operations we work together, all that. So whoever is saying that is just trying to derail what is happening. We came here for a good cause. We have no any other business here. We have no any other business. We don't have borders like where we have an issue with our border in Kenya. Here our main purpose is to capacity build, is to support our colleagues to eliminate the gang menace, particularly the gang menace. That is our biggest issue.
So were the Kenyans part of the operations at the lower part of Dèlma when Babekyou allegedly ran away?
We were there. We were at the planning phase. Our colleagues, myself I was not there, our colleagues, I'm sure, I can tell you one of my colleagues, no names being mentioned, who are in that operations. Yes, we were there.
Yes, I'll send a check to you.
Good evening, officers. That one marks the end of our patrol today. Essentially, we had two aims: to ensure the areas that our officers were in the morning, we have patrolled them, and we have been able to see what has been happening. We have been able to move from here to the UDMO offices. From the UDMO offices, we were able to go to Solino area, back to downtown. Then we were at the Dèlma's area. Most important is that all the personnel that were out on patrol were so much alert. You have been able to witness that, which is very critical. For us, we had two incidents. We have had one incident at Solino area. I hope you can recall that. It was professional of you that you are able to observe before engaging, because that is the most important thing. What are you engaging? You have to be very sure what you are engaging. And I can commend each and every one of you how you are able to respond. Courage is one of the things that we always emphasize. Be courageous in what you are facing, and you're able to be courageous to face the issue that was there. You'll be able to rest for the night as we await tomorrow's issues, the tomorrow deployment that will be able to be given to us. I wish to commend you
for how we have been able to perform our duties. Tutaombea sisi maina leo.
My name is MBaka, Commissioner of Police, but also Director Strategic Communication, MSS. As Director of Strategic Communication, MSS, I have a doubting task of making sure that I communicate with my various target audiences that I expect to get, feedback from what is happening within the mission. But the first stakeholders I will consider are the Asian people. The mission is good. We are now clocking 5 months since we arrived here in June 25th, and we are making good progress. Over and above the appreciation that we've gotten from the Asian population that understand the dynamics in which we are operating, but so far so good. Winning trust in such kind of a battle is not easy, because when we arrived here, Asians had a lot of expectation, a lot of hopes, and those are the hopes that we are trying to actualize and make sure that, we fulfill those hopes. The Spirit airplane that was shot while trying to land, and landing was along very far away from the airport, the Babekyou, when it was just trying to descend. So the immediate concern to us is to make sure that the area around the airport, what needs to be done immediately, has been done. But there are also long-term strategy. I mean, how do you make sure that we don't have buildings surrounding the airport? We don't have population living within the proximity of landing sites. In developed countries, in other countries, there is a clear path where the moment the plane starts to descend, there are no houses, there are no habitation along this path. Those are long-term, strategies that can be looked at, so that a clear path is, for takeoff and landing is established. Academy is key, the college is key in terms of producing more officers who are needed in this fight against, gangs. So as currently we are having our officers stationed at this academy, and this is one of the most important things that we consider to have done. Over and above that, we've also established, another forward operating base in Port Sonde after the massacre that happened. And those are part of our successes, because we want to spread as much as possible on the ground, so that the people can see us on the ground and the people can feel our effects. Above that, as part of our successes, I also think and believe that the cooperation between Asian Police and MSS is part of the success, because our biggest mandate here is to support Asian National Police. And this is in terms of training, in terms of establishing structures that are key in this fight against the bandits, against the gangs. So the successes can be seen, the successes can be felt, as much as the population will wish to see more.
Yes, sir. Hebu niambie, nieleze ukipita kwa ghorofa, nieleze ndo last one. Nataka kujua vile unaendelea hapa. Ndio nasema iko 9, ukipita kwa hiyo ghorofa, rusha kwangu nijue hali yako baba.
Asian expected a lot from us. A lot, and had a lot of hopes, which they still have. So our key mandate is support Asian Police. That's our key mandate, number one. Asian Police need equipment. They need motivated officers who get their pay on time, So with political stability, all those things come because resources are channeled to the correct recipients. And that is key in any mission like this one. Number two, to ensure that government critical infrastructure are safeguarded. And the third one, ensure a conducive environment for at least a democratic election to take place. Those three key issues are very pertinent to our hearts. The missions were working independently of the Haitian police. And that is why, after the mission, and when the countries leave to their respective countries, the Haitian police were left exposed. No skills, no competencies, no shared knowledge. The gangs will come back and fill that void. What are we doing right now? And this is what I will want to make very, very clear. Anytime you see MSS troops outside, rest assured that Haitian police are there. I want to make this very, very clear because there is no operation that we go outside there as MSS alone. We must be accompanied by Haitian National Police. This is one thing that many locals do not know, and they keep on asking. Over and above these patrols and operations, Haitian police still have duties elsewhere to go on their own. So there are cases where they'll see Haitian police officers going on their own, which is allowed. But in most cases where joint operations are involved, you will always see MSS personnel and Haitian police personnel. And our working is very cordial. Because one, we want to build their capacity. We want to build their competence. We want to build their knowledge. So that after this mission, when we leave a well-established and structured Haitian National Police, which is key. Our first priority was to ensure that these national roads are opened. But again, you realize that we've done as much to try and open these roads. But the fact that you open them during the day and then at night the gangs come and block them. And that is the cat and mouse game that they will have wished that we play over and over again. But we know it's just a matter of time before we open these roads. The reason being, as part of our strategy was to really ensure that we establish as many forward operating bases as possible so that wherever we pacify, we establish our static security there, we establish our forward operating bases there so that the officers can, first of all, interact with the population around there and make sure that these gangs don't come back. That is one area that I know we are going to improve on, and we'll just urge the Asian population to believe in us that we are going to make sure that these roads are open. It is our wish that for the first time after so many years, Asian populations will enjoy their Christmas. They will go to their countryside to enjoy their Christmas. That is our wish, and we believe we're going to make it. The concept of forward operating base is very critical in this mission. This, having in mind that our key mandate is to support the Haitian police. Before we arrived here, gangs had the audacity to attack police stations and rout out the police officers, burn down the police station. This is what we are trying to avoid, so that where we've pacified, an area that we've pacified, we establish a base there. That is what we call the forward operating base. That is where that is the base where our officers will be stationed. They will not be moving up and down. They will be stationed there, but under their area of operation will be earmarked. The marriage between the police and the population is very, very strong in this. The reason being, the population felt that they were not feeling the police presence. The essence of forward operating base is to enable the population to feel, interact with the police, because security is a compact between the population and the security agents. When it is cordial, it's very easy to work with, and the gangs will not have opportunities to separate the two. IGPNH as our forward operating base, and that we believe will tackle the issue along the port, the issue, the proximity within Dèlma's and the environs. That is a plus to us. It is gradual. We cannot establish them overnight, because that is where the gangs use boats to smuggle in weapons and also drugs and the rest. For us to have been here for five months was very critical. 5 months down the line, we are not the same way we arrived here, the same way we came here. We've learned a lot. We've learned the dynamics on the ground. We've learned the weaknesses of these gangs. We know where to strike. This was a very unique mission, because it was unique in the sense that we had 4 phases of the mission. The deployment phase, where mobilization is expected to have been completed by now. Deployment of troops from contributing countries ought to have been terminated by now. Equipment, delivery of equipment and weapons for the mission ought to have been terminated by now. But you can see, out of the challenges that we experience, that might not be the case. But for the march that we are doing with the march that we have. It's supposed to end in the end of November. So from December, that's when we are supposed now to get into the decisive phase. Air support is necessary, especially for insertion and evacuation. Gangs have capitalized on that they can strike in Gandhi, and they will know that police will struggle from, Port-au-Prince here to reach Gandhi, because they will have barricaded the roads and they know they cannot reach on time and at Gandhi. So what do? They slow us down. With the air support, I know that challenge will have been dealt with. We are at advanced stages of getting this air support. We believe they are coming. We'll get the air support for evacuation. Remember, this is voluntarily. All this contribution is voluntarily. It's a UN-sanctioned mission whereby voluntary countries, are called upon to contribute to the trust fund. You can't force anybody to contribute. It is out of their will to contribute. Lower Dèlma, very, very key to us. We want to assure people of Lower Dèlma, that they will continue seeing us there as often and as much as the days are going to pass. One key thing is that we have to bring back Dèlma to where it used to be. The notorious gangster has no room in Dèlma. The earlier he decides to leave Dèlma, the better for him. We are going to sustain our operations in Dèlma. We just urge the population there to be cautious. They should not be caught in the crossfire, because I know we have to dislodge Babekyou from Lower Dèlma. We are not going to rest until we get hold of Babekyou. And I'm looking at you in the face and assuring the members of the public that we are going to use all that we have to make sure that Babekyou and the likes are brought to book. So the only thing that Babekyou can do is to surrender. Just surrender. Because you can't run. You can't run and hide forever. Babekyou has used young boys, 14 years old, 15 years old, for his criminal activities. Very sad. His group, his gangs, raping women, killing children. calling for his gang members to kill children. Who does that? He has no power. The only strategy that he uses is to spread fear. We are coming for him, and we'll get him. And that is the assurance that I'm giving the population.